Hello, my name is Greg Dunavant. I am an accountant. I have a bachelor's and a master's in accounting with a focus in taxation. One of the big concerns that a lot of people are asking me is cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrency is I guess the easiest way to explain it, it's very similar to stocks. Um, the difference is that, if you go buy a car with cryptocurrency, and let's say you paid 5,000 for the crypto and now it's worth 10,000, you went and bought a $10,000 car. The IRS treats that as a sale. So that means that on your taxes you would have a $5,000 basis with a $10,000 sale, which means you're going to be paying tax on 5,000. And it's anything less than a year, you're going to be dealing with ordinary tax rates. It's treated as ordinary income, and so you're paying somewhere around. You could pay as much as 35%. On anything beyond a year, you're gonna, I think the max rate is like 20%. So, when you're dealing with cryptocurrency, you got to be careful because when you buy and sell everything with it, you got to track everything. Uh, so if you get on Amazon and you have a company that accepts cryptocurrency, then that's a sale. You're gonna have to keep up with that. It's the same as if you bought and sold stocks. You're a day trader. Is basically what it seems like you are. The big, the one of the things you want to make sure of is that you'd be better off to wait a year. Invest in it, wait a year. Anything beyond a year, your tax rates are really low, so you're going to be fine. Just keep in mind you have to keep a log on all of this, so you'll know for sure. On the tax return, they even have a question that's asking about cryptocurrency. Um, so that is the main concern. I get a lot of questions on that, so I want to make sure that everybody kind of understands that. And and another one thing that I want to explain to people why cryptocurrency is such a great thing. I think as soon as the right company comes along to offer it, for me, it would be either Apple or Amazon. If either one of them two come up with cryptocurrency, I'm going to jump on the bandwagon. And what I mean is you can buy and sell things on Amazon through cryptocurrency. And why is that? Well, the big thing for me is that discount rate. Where you go and you use your credit card to buy. You get an item. Coke, eat out, that kind of thing, and you use your credit card. Well, guess what? They're paying. I've heard as high as 3.5%. So basically the $100 dinner that you had is $3.50 of that is for the discount rate. That's just simply to transact, to have the ability to accept a credit card. That to me is pretty high. That is getting even higher now. Some of the people, small business people here in Texas, I talk to, one owns a donut shop, and that's what he pays, 3.5%. And I think he didn't tell me the fee, but the most common fee that I see is like 30 cents per transaction. So, it's to me, it's getting to be a little bit of a ripoff, paying that much just to have that transaction. Um, and if you want to look for something that's very similar to that, some people that don't have a checking account, they'll have to pay a fee, like a check cashing fee. A lot of places charge, 1-2%. That's cheaper. That transaction is cheaper than a credit card transaction. So, you have to. Why that is so expensive, I don't know. The only thing I can think of is regulation is higher. It's got a lot of regulation in that. So I'm thinking, well, maybe that has to be a piece of it, but it's really high. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact these companies can get away with it, these merchant fees. And I know you don't see it, but you're paying it because they have to put that in there. When they're selling a product, they have to know, how much of this is going to be at cost. What is this costing me? And credit card transaction, that 3% or 4% or whatever is being added to that. So you're definitely paying it whether you like it or not. And the reason I like cryptocurrency is because number one, it's not regulated, uh, not significantly, and so therefore you're not going to be paying a discount rate. More than likely, if Apple or Amazon comes out, it's going to be like a per transaction fee of like 30 cents or 50 cents, and not that percentage anymore. And that's going to save merchants a lot of money because they spend a lot on those merchant fees, and it's just not. To me, it's not worth what they're charging us. But a lot of us don't have a choice; we have to, because that's just the way of the world. And in all things, you abuse something, somebody always comes out with something better, and it's going to be a lot cheaper. So cryptocurrency is one of those items that I think is going to make an impact in that area. A lot of people don't understand why cryptocurrency is such a big deal. It's a big deal. Facebook, I would never do anything with Zuckerberg. I mean, that guy will sell everything. It doesn't matter what it is. And even if it's real private, I don't care if he's telling you he's not doing it. He's doing it. If he can get his hands on it, he can do it. He's going to sell it. So I wouldn't do anything with him. Apple has a lot. They care a lot about security. I think Amazon is the same. So those two companies are big enough that if they offered some kind of cryptocurrency, I would definitely be using it. Now, I wouldn't be using it at a massive scale, but I would be using it. But anyway, that's what I wanted to discuss today. I'm actually in the market. I'm trying to find out which cryptocurrency companies that offer that and buying stocks in it, because I feel if you get the right combination, Amazon, obviously a lot of them can just form their own, but I think the stocks are going to be huge one day, and I think they're going to be a great investment. But right now, I would definitely just use Mad Money with it. And if you're not familiar with Mad Money, it's basically money you could lose, and it's not going to take food off your table. You don't really care. You want to make money on it, but so what if you don't? It's nothing. It's like going to Vegas, throw $100 down. You know what? More than likely, you're probably not going to walk out of there with more money than you came in the door with. But it's just for fun. It's entertainment. So that's how I would treat cryptocurrency stocks right now. It's just entertainment. But the payoff could be fairly huge. And I know cryptocurrency is definitely going to be something it's going to be something a lot of us small business owners is going to use. And it doesn't matter what any politician says. But the more they get involved in it, the more expensive obviously it's going to be. And but I feel that in the long run, it's going to be a great way to transact with other people, because it's just a cheaper way, and it saves you a lot of money. And I'm dealing with smaller companies, but if you think about Walmart, you think about Amazon, a lot of them, and they can offer that and not have to worry about having to pay a merchant fee, that 3%, which I'm sure Amazon's not paying 3%, but on those transactions, I'm sure theirs is a lot cheaper, but cryptocurrency is still going to be cheaper. So anyway, I just wanted to go over these things real quick. If you have any questions about the tax side of it, just let me know. Just look at it. Mainly, just look at it as it's a capital gains issue, and it's mainly stock. Just look at it as a stock, and that's the easiest way to look at it. It will get more complicated as time goes on, I'm sure. But right now, everything that I've read in my research, that's how they're treating it. But the problem is you're going to have to keep up with every transaction right now. So that means if you use it, let's say Amazon starts to use it, you'll have to keep up with every transaction just so you can file it on your taxes. So that's to start out with. In the future, I don't see it being that bad. Eventually, the federal government will catch up and things will get a little easier to deal with. But anyway, if you have any questions about it, just let me know. I'd be happy to answer them. Just remember, keep a log. on these transactions. That way you'll be able to pay your taxes on it and report it, where you don't run into any issues with it. But anyway, thank you. My name is Greg Dunavant, and like I said, I have a bachelor's and a master's in accounting with a focus in taxation, and that's all I wanted to say on that. If you have any questions, please, I'm going to leave the contact info at the bottom. All right, thank you. Have a good day.